In this view, I'll be continuing the new Monster Interlude chapter. Because it's been quite interesting so far.
I suppose we're old pals too at this point.
Also got to meet the new character, Dahlia. Indeed, your companionship is like a breeze that lingers in the air, warm and familiar.
In all this time, I've never witnessed Lord Barbados approach anything in a serious manner. Perhaps, this time, I'm in for something special.
Barbados? Serious? Ah, you give him too much credit.
Hardly. It's not blind faith, you know. I've always had unwavering belief in the animal archon.
Is that so? I wonder what Barbados thinks about that. Perhaps you should pray to him and find out.
Good idea. I'll tell him I still haven't deciphered his drunken musings from our 3 trips to the tavern last month. His wisdom is sure to reveal itself in time.
Oh, you know what? Forget about Barbados. Dahlia, treat me to a drink. Instead, you wouldn't refuse me, would you?
A dear friend like you? Never.
Why is he pretending like he's not Barbados? Because Dahlia already knows that he is. Okay, that's kinda strange. Back to Knights of Erroneous headquarters. And I'll serve this. Oh, there's this thing again. It's interesting that they're doing this now. Entering this special story mode. Does, like, in here actually look different? Is Ella Musk here? Oh no, she's gone. And there's no imagining Frida there either. Interesting. Okay, back to Jean's office. I know you all must be shocked, but the evidence is solid. Albedo's situation is not looking good.
I still don't believe Albedo would do something like that. Using living people as alchemical test subjects? It's like something out of a novel.
Perhaps it's best for me to remain impartial, but I've worked with Albedo before. He's an alchemist, not a sadist.
This version of events is as hard for me to accept as anyone, but Vaca once said Albedo was very different from the rest of us. Perhaps there are things we still need to learn about him. Let's see what Albedo has to say for himself first. Would you mind giving me a moment, everyone? A private matter requires my attention.
Hey, Jean!
Patchsoka, Paimon, perfect timing. Kaya's asked for a favor. As a favor ask. Like Jean said after the verdict, we have many time to submit an appeal, and I will do my utmost to convince Albedo to accept. He's been acting strange, and I can't read him for the life of me, but I need you two to start investigating the case. Investigate the case? Yes, it's also time for you to get involved. Do you want us to join the joint investigation? Are you sure we're just adventurers after all? We've done some investigating in Fontaine though. I think we could do it. No, we'd like you to launch an investigation on your own. I'll continue working on his defense. In the meantime, if you find anything that might help his case, just let me know. I know it's against the spirit of the season to task you with this, but Albedo is a trusted member of our ranks. We owe him the benefit of the doubt. Understood. I'll look into the case on my own. I know you'll get to the bottom of this, Patchsoka. You've never failed us in our time of need.
But what if the accusations turn out to be true?
And then you will have done Mondstadt a great service all the same. I'm expecting a retrial. Until then, you're welcome to have a look around Albedo's office on the second floor. I'm counting on you. On the second floor? Thank you for agreeing to investigate. We're counting on you. Is this the first time we can actually go up to the second floor? Usually there's invisible walls here. Oh, there's a third floor as well. An invisible wall here. They finally added the second floor though. And this is his office.
Wait, Captain Kaya! Surely I can't just...
These two are here on Jean's orders. She asked them to investigate Albedo's office.
Oh, in that case, head on in.
So this is Albedo's office. Pretty much exactly how Paimon
A lot
pictured
of
it.
potions and alchemy stuff. Alright, I have some work of my own, so I'll leave it to you. Good luck, you two.
Right back at ya.
Okay. Interesting. I can sit and investigate.
Alright, let's see what we can find.
I'll investigate the book. There's a stack of books on the desk, mostly relating to alchemy, environmental science, and life science. Some of the pages have been marked with alchemical symbols, and others have S-shaped or triangular symbols drawn on them. Any potential meaning is unclear.
Wow, these books are so fancy! Albedo must have gone to great lengths to get them.
Okay, do I click these? Oh. Oh, okay. Drag it, that's interesting. Wait, underneath the book? After moving the book, the desk looks almost empty. Your hand slipped while moving the book, causing the hardcover book to strike against the desk. The resulting noise is a bit unusual. It's subtle, but to an experienced adventurer, it sounds too hollow. Almost like there's a compartment within the desk. Oh. Investigate underneath the desk. Should I investigate this stuff first? Maybe I should. Investigate the box on the desk. A lockbox sits on the desk. The latch bears signs of wear, suggesting the importance of whatever lies within. The box likely remained locked most of the time. But now, the lid remains wide open, as if the owner was forced to leave in a hurry and didn't have time to lock it. Perhaps this letter, intercepted by the investigators, was once stored here. The remaining contents shouldn't hold much weight and as conclusive evidence, but you still get a strange feeling after reviewing them. In elegant penmanship, the letter reads, "In addition, I do happen to have some information on the subject of our last discussion. The materials and arcane formation required for human transmutation. The formations in these records likely originate from Cambrian art of Khmer, but relevant documentation has not been well maintained over time, so I cannot guarantee there are no errors or omissions. As thanks for your past assistance, I've enclosed the records within this letter." Interesting about Canria. But that did not mean I support your pursuit of this research. Ethics aside, I'm not convinced it's even possible to create a human whose existence is identical to our own. The idea that the dynamic of creator and creation could exist within the same species is cause for concern. Even with a talent like yours, I must urge you to proceed with caution. The signature belongs to an unfamiliar name, one that also appears on an alchemy book nearby. You skim the preface and learn that the author is an old and accomplished alchemist. The person is likely a friend from Albedo's academic circle, someone who owed Albedo a favor, but also urged him to refrain from conducting dangerous research.
Human transmutation? Is Albedo seriously looking into that?
What does that mean?
Paimon doesn't want to think about that.
It doesn't look good, but I said I can't directly prove that Albedo did anything. Besides, a technique that must be too dangerous to share with the public. Right, that's why it wasn't brought up during the trial. Okay. Investigate the test tube. There's a test tube on the shelf with some black powder residue at the bottom. Looks orange. Next to it lies a neatly written note. Chalk is the next stage after soil, but the current available materials are still insufficient to construct a stable structure.
Nope. No idea what that means. Not sure if it's too hard for Paimon or too hard for anyone outside this line of work.
Okay. Research notes. Albedo's notes lie on the table. They resemble the ones you've seen before. The contents are different this time. As always, the penmanship is impeccable, careful and neat with a certain elegance in its uniformity, much like the man himself. One of the notes reads, "Putrefaction should be regarded as counter-simulation to the process of life, like a highly efficient and destructive spell or rot. Upon use, the target will decay within an extremely short period of time. Oh, turning into dust that's nearly invisible to the naked eye, before dissipating into thin air. So this is why the bodies were disappearing so fast." Yeah, this isn't good evidence against... Wait, no, it is good evidence against him, but not for him. Okay, last is investigate underneath the desk.
It looks like there's a hidden compartment under the desk.
I like how Paimon's just sideways. There does appear to be a compartment added to one side of the desk. It's very well hidden. The lock mechanism is complex and seems to involve elemental power in some way. Perhaps you could try using the power of Geo. Oh. Okay. The hidden compartment opens. Inside lies a piece of paper with more information. That's interesting, like a lock, which is unlocked by elemental power. Investigate the paper. Festering is also a manifestation of rot. When festering forces and sufficient amount of life energy collide, the two will repel each other, triggering a powerful side effect. When I tested this in an alchemical experiment, the results of the experiment were startling. In breaking through the shackles of life, the simulation of the Square project. I must take advantage of this opportunity.
The name of the project is blotted out in ink. What could it be?
The note mentioned festering forces, which suggests that Dragonspine could be involved somehow. If this has something to do with creating synthetic life, could Albedo go that far for one of his experiments? No, that can't be. Says he... Cause isn't he synthetic life? Says he trying to create himself or something? Amid the notes is a map with a few markings on it. Two of the marked locations correspond to the crime scenes, and the third appears to be in Dragonspine. Oh. Yeah, it definitely seems like he didn't do the burners then. It's a hard pill to swallow, but if the results of the joint investigation are correct, there could be a body hidden in that last location, or at the very least, what remains of one.
Huh. What does this mean? Oh, do you think something might also be buried at the last location? Alright, that seems to be it for this place. We should go tell Jean what we found.
Yeah, that definitely seems like... Oh, Dodo communication device. Definitely seems like he's... done the crimes, committed the murders. Dodo.
Oh, Vent is calling! Let's answer!
How's the investigation going? Find anything?
Oh, we found stuff alright. Stuff that only makes Albedo look even more suspicious.
Yeah. I see. So Albedo is researching something that doesn't help his case, huh? You share what you learned with Venti. Not promising. We should be grateful Albedo's true identity remains hidden. If it gets out that he's one of Rhindotter's creations, there'd be no separating him from her past. Oh. Wait. Wait, so what was her past? Rhindotter's past, I assume? As we both know, Rhindotter's approach to alchemy and ethics was pure madness, and the evidence you just found, let's just say it could convince even those closest to him of his guilt. Perhaps even you. I don't think the handwriting was faked, and the notes also sound like him. Then, it comes down to trust. Do you trust Albedo? Not entirely. I don't know, but I want to. I think this is a much more realistic answer.
Yeah, he's our friend. We should keep the faith. And if he really is the culprit, he must have had a reason, right? Maybe he's just not allowed to talk about it. Yeah, that must be it.
Does it excuse murder, though? Either way, a fair investigation means coming to a conclusion presented by the facts. Does that mean even Venti no longer believes in him? Remaining objective has its own value. Remember, none of this is your fault. Just report back with an honest assessment of the facts.
Yeah. Well, let's go find Jean and tell her what we learned.
What?
Wait,
Are we being spied on?
Miles. What's he doing here?
Oh, sorry. I heard voices and wasn't sure if I should check who was inside.
It's okay. We're here on Jean's orders.
Ah, I see. I'll, leave you to it then.
Hold on. You didn't hear what we were saying, did you?
Oh, not really. Nothing that made sense anyway.
Because if you did, then you'd have to die.
Well, do us a favor and just forget anything you might have heard, okay?
Oh yeah, I'll just forget it.
Oh, sure. You got it.
That map we found in
works
the hidden
too.
compartment seems important. We should check out the marked locations.
Wait, I can investigate it again?
Alright, let's see what we can find.
Oh, this is the same, I think. Okay, so Dragon Spine, I guess? It's been a while since I've been back to Dragon Spine. Okay, just down there.
Rev the engines!
Oh, it's lagging. Okay, is there something here then? Oh, there's a chest there that I somehow haven't got. Ah, this should be quick. Oh, this.
I see everything.
Bow your head.
Yeah, that was quick.
Let the record show that I verbally consent to relinquishing these items into your possession.
Okay, so I'm supposed to be looking for a buried body, I guess. I'm about to freeze. Oh, there it is.
We should be getting close. Oh, look over there! Something seems off.
Remove my cold. Although everything is covered in snow, as a seasoned adventurer, you notice a spot on the ground that looks quite different from its surroundings. You remove the snow and find a sizable hole underneath, large enough to fit a human body. But the hole is completely empty, and the surrounding markings make it look like something was dug up. Did an animal do this? Or some monster?
Weird. There's a hole, but no body.
Maybe it was dug up as
The
evidence.
prosecution's argument is that Albedo used alchemy to destroy the bodies, but this location is different from the other two. Why not fill the hole or smooth out the ground like the other places?
If one person did all this, why not remove the traces like the others? And if Albedo isn't the one responsible, why was this location marked in the notes? His notes. You return to the Knights of Avonius, doubt swelling in your mind. So here's an accomplice, I guess. Oh, it just suddenly turned to night. You're back. Did you find anything?
Yeah, but none of it helps Albedo's case.
You told Jean about your findings from Albedo's office. I see. A complicated result, but your efforts are appreciated. Did Albedo submit an appeal? Yes, he asked for a retrial. There are still questions surrounding the identities of the victims and the disappearance of the bodies. The minimal remains that were uncovered have been sent for forensic analysis, which should provide some answers. It's just...
What's wrong?
if the victims turn out to be Mondstadt citizens, the situation becomes all the more serious. The second trial would likely have to be open to the public, and I doubt public sentiment will be in Albedo's favor.
Yeah, not when the charges are so serious. Hmm.
The second trial is set to take place in 2 days. I hope you consider attending this one as well.
Of course, we'll be there. In the meantime, we should all just stay positive.
I think we should get Newlet. I think he would be quite helpful with the trial. Well said. When the time comes, I'll carry out my duty to the best of my ability. And then we could also get, like, Hazo for the investigation. Why does he keep spying on us? Miles. He's really suspicious. Wait, where is he? The second trial is set to take place in 2 days. I hope you consider attending this one as well. Okay, 2 days. Oh, I have a mail? Oh, it's Collie's birthday. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's new food. Okay, 2 days there. I guess Newlet's probably quite busy with other trials in Fontaine.
We should meet up with Jean. It's about time for the second trial.
Okay. Ah, you two. Let me know if you're ready, and we'll head out. Ready. Alright, follow me. to the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is also a new place, which is interesting. We now convene for the second trial against Mr. Albedo. I, Jean Gunhilder, will once again oversee the proceedings. Representatives on both sides remain unchanged, and Mr. Dahlia will continue to serve as assessor. Miss Herfer represents the prosecution, and Mr. Kaya speaks on behalf of the defense. The defendant in this case is Mr. Albedo, captain of the investigation team. With that, I now bring this trial to order. Miss Herfer, have the investigators made any new discoveries?
Yes. We sent the teeth and the femur bone found at the scene to the church's medical office, and were able to conclude that these are, in fact, human remains. In addition, the investigators were able to identify several Mondstadt citizens who appear to have been missing for quite some time. Forensic analysis of the remains allowed us to pinpoint the age and gender of the deceased. Interestingly, one of the missing individuals matches that profile to a T. The medical office couldn't spare the personnel, so Miss Rosaria is here to present the results to the court.
Wait, is she on their side? Handsome man, male, 46 years old, marital status, single, occupation, hunter. How do you figure this all out from their teeth and their... Wait, where is it? Oh, teeth and femur bone. How do you figure this all out from just the teeth and femur bone? Consistent with the conclusion in the last trial, his disappearance went unreported, likely due to his lack of relatives. Or I guess they just knew who the person was, so they knew his occupation and stuff. In addition, medical records show that he sustained a mechanism-related injury to his leg 3 years ago. The damage on his femur bone Mr. D-Luke found is consistent with such an injury. Therefore, we can conclude that one of the victims in this case is Hanselman. A specialized technique was likely used to accelerate the rate of decomposition.
Is it reasonable to assume this technique to be alchemical in nature?
Alchemical or magical, both are possible.
Thank you for your testimony.
The identity of one of the victims is now confirmed. But what about the defendant's motive?
Considering what he wrote in the letter, we can deduce that the defendant needed subjects for an alchemy experiment. Who better than individuals whose disappearance would go unnoticed? In other words, he sacrificed the good people of Mondstadt for his own gain. A truly vile act.
Hence.
In addition, another witness has agreed to testify. Miss Donna, if you would.
Another one, huh?
Wait, Donna from the flower shop?
I'm sorry it took so long for me to come forward. But the night Master D-Luke saw Mr. Albedo, I was there too.
Is that why she doesn't like D-Luke anymore? That doesn't really make sense. Why would that make her... Wait, is she one?
I was camping with a friend and we decided to stop near Dragonspine. I couldn't really get comfortable that night, so around dawn, I decided to go for a walk. And that's when I saw Master Diluc. I thought it might be nice to, chat. So I headed in his direction, and then I saw it. Someone at the bottom of the cliff was getting rid of a body. I was terrified the person might see me. Even after I fled, I couldn't shake that fear. And I started to wish I never had a crush on Master Diluc in the first place.
Oh, that is why. That's kinda sad. I like how they do like the terrified eyes.
If I hadn't wanted to talk to him, I would never have been in that situation. Well, I didn't want to come forward because I was scared. But Miss Hertha convinced me it was the right thing to do. I'm sorry it took me so long.
I see. Just stepping forward was brave enough, Miss Donna. The court thanks you for your courage and commitment to justice.
Yes. Thank you.
The two witnesses corroborate the same sequence of events. That just leaves the question of how the defendant disposed of the bodies.
I believe the answer lies in the alchemical technique mentioned in the letter. The defendant is the most accomplished alchemist in Mondstadt. He has the skill, no question.
A special investigator also uncovered some relevant evidence on that subject. I'll now present it to the court.
Wait, does she mean...
The evidence we found in Albedo's office. The following are pieces of evidence uncovered in Mr. Albedo's office, the most important of which is this map. The maps. This map was found with the defendant's notes. The markings correspond with the descriptions in the letter and the locations of the crime scenes. Does this map belong to you? Yes. Were you the one who marked these locations? Yes. You do realize that's basically an admission of guilt, don't you? The evidence against you is nearly insurmountable. No! Since you uncovered that compartment, I might as well expound on the matter.
We have witnesses and physical evidence. What could you possibly say in your defense?
What I always have. I never killed a single person.
Ugh, you have some nerve. Saying that when the evidence is stacked against you?
Miss Surfer, you've presented a meticulous and convincing case. I'll give you that. But I will not admit to something I didn't do. Then give evidence. Why is he not giving, like, evidence and stuff to why he didn't murder people?
So, what? You're just going to bombard the court with excuses?
That's a rather dismissive way to refer to an innocent man speaking in his own defense. Besides, I'm not making excuses. I'm exercising patience. But I feel like he should be, like, giving us evidence to prove his innocence. 'Cause people aren't gonna believe him if he just says he didn't murder anyone. He should give actual evidence.
That won't make the charges against you disappear, Mr. Albedo.
Perhaps not, but patience, with its own reward, it's easy for things to remain buried in snow until someone comes along and brushes it away. Albedo seemed serious, but unfazed. Does that mean he really didn't do anything untoward? He mentioned brushing off the snow. Is that supposed to be a hint? Because we brushed off the snow to that hole? If it was a hint, then it must have something to do with the dragon spine. Which reminds me, one of the locations marked on the map we found was in Dragon Spine, wasn't it? Patchsoka, you were the one who uncovered the notes, right? Then I'm assuming you visited the third location marked on the map as well. How does he know it's me? Yes. Can you tell us what you found? You nod your head and give an honest account of the scene you found in Dragonspine. Whatever was kept in the hole was gone, and the surrounding area bore the markings of an unknown creature. With everything covered in snow, no one knew there was something to discover in the first place.
Then, there must also have been a body.
I need to think about this. What clues am I missing? The third map location is Dragonspine. We only knew about it because we found the map in the hidden compartment. And during our investigation, Parman and I discovered a hole beneath the snow, big enough to hide a human body. There were also claw marks around the outside, but there was no body or any remains whatsoever. The second marked location is between Dragonspine and Dawn Winery, where Diluc saw Albedo bury the body of an adult male. Diluc describes nearly the same events as Beatrice. There's no reason for them to collude against Albedo, so their testimony should be trustworthy. Diluc found teeth and a femur bone at the scene, and Donna confirmed his version of events, because she was also there that night. The two should have no reason to set Albedo up. Despite her crush, Donna wouldn't lie about something like that just to get Diluc's attention. Not to mention, Donna has been acting strange since before the trial. So this is yellow, so I assume it's this one. Or I need to associate this with something. First, the first map location is named on stat. Beatrice saw Albedo use alchemy to dig a hole and bury a body there. A single men's shoe and a torn piece of fabric were found in the bushes nearby. Taken together, this evidence seems to suggest that Albedo killed someone and concealed the body. Human remains. According to the forensic results, the teeth and femur bone belong to a Mondstadt citizen, and the witness accounts suggest that Albedo was the last person to come into contact with this body. Did Albedo really use alchemy to reduce the body to a few bones? And does that mean he's the killer? Okay, associate. Human remains, I guess? Maybe? No. Second. Oh yes. The difference between the marked locations. The body missing and the dirt not being smooth, and also the claw marks. Albedo marked these 3 locations on the map, found in the hidden compartment. There are some similarities, and no differences between them. And based on what we know, all 3 locations are likely used to hide bodies. The holes dug in each area suddenly seemed big enough. But unlike the first 2 locations, there are claw marks around the hole in the 3rd location, and no witnesses saw anything happen there. Dragonspine is home to all manner of monsters and wild animals. Could some kind of creature have dug out the body? But why wasn't that the case in the other locations? The marks didn't look fresh, which means the hole at the 3rd location has been there longer than the other 2. But if the hole at the 3rd location wasn't made around the same time, does that mean it's connected to separate incidents? Albedo's identity and Dragonspine's ecosystem. Most people know Albedo as an alchemist and the captain of the investigation team, but in truth, he's the Prince, a synthetic human created by the one and only one of the 5 sinners, Gold Rhindaughter. Sinners. I think they're quite important in the lore. I don't remember it too well. Albedo is steadfast, intelligent, and treats everyone with kindness and respect. I think most people would agree with that assessment. He's also a calculated thinker. It's fair to say that if he did not commit a crime, it would likely be well concealed. Or if he did. Up until now, Albedo has never displayed any ill will toward humanity, and he also seems like his normal self. As his friend, I shouldn't reveal the truth about his identity. That would only make things worse for him. Dragonspine's ecosystem. Dragonspine has a frigid climate, and is covered in snow all year round. Even so, it's home to various monsters and creatures that can withstand the cold. Deep within the mountain lies the remains of an even more mysterious creature, Durin. Although the dragon has been dead for a long time, he still possesses a peculiar life energy. Now that I think about it, a lot of strange things have happened on Dragonspine. Albedo's identity and Dragonspine's ecosystem. Oh, encounters on Dragonspine. I almost forgot. Paimon and I once encountered someone on Dragonspine who looked exactly like Albedo, and we weren't the only ones. Oh, wait a second. Someone who looks exactly like him. Yeah, that was from the event I didn't get to do. Okay. I'm guessing Albedo has a plan, so I should help him out. But what does he want me to do? Announce a break in the case? No, I should play it safe. Since I made an honest assessment of the facts, I should be honest about my doubts too. It's only fair. Besides, I think I understand what Albedo was trying to tell me just now. I'd like to address the court, if I may. I was the one who investigated the office, and I believe the results raise a few questions. Regarding the 2 cases, addressing the previous trial, it was established that, after disposing of the bodies, the defendant used alchemy to restore the ground to its original state. But that wasn't the case at the third location. The hole was still there, with dirt scattered around the perimeter. It looked more like someone had been dug up. If this was done by one person, why wasn't the third team given the same treatment as the others? Why weren't the traces removed? In addition, the markings around the third location weren't fresh, which suggests that the Dragonspine incident happened at a different time. For those reasons, I believe there's still reasonable doubt in this case, and I hope the verdict reflects that. Thank you. Astute as ever, Petra.
Questions there may be, but allow me to point out, there is no evidence to suggest that anyone besides the defendant knew about the third location, and the map was found in his notes. That fact alone makes him the most plausible suspect, unless Mr. Albedo suddenly plans to deny that the map belongs to him.
Allow me to respond to Petra's point. If all I cared about was proving my innocence, I would indeed do as you had described, Miss Harper, and deny any connection to the map. But that is not what I intend to do. The map does belong to me, and I did hide things at those 3 locations.
What?
There were indeed bodies at each location, and I did Wait, what? I did kill and bury someone on Dragonspine. He was saying he wasn't... He kept saying he didn't kill anyone, though. Wait, so he was lying?
Ha! So you admit it. Let the record reflect that the defendant has confessed to his crimes.
You're mistaken, Miss Harper. The story doesn't end there. Eula? Some time ago, I encountered an uninvited guest on Dragonspine. Someone who wanted to take advantage of the deserted nature of the region to eliminate me in secret. His desire to kill me led to an altercation where I killed him instead, and buried the body on the mountain, the third location marked on the map. So he killed the person pretending to be Albedo?
Actually, the traveler Amber, Bennett, and I were with Albedo that day. The Adventurers Guild was holding an event on Dragonspine. After it ended, we all left the area. If the person Albedo is referring to is different from the one we encountered on the mountain, then the altercation must have occurred after we left.
This only proves that the defendant is guilty on all counts. Those innocent people, their blood is on your hands.
No, you're wrong.
You deny it? After admitting to murder for the whole court to hear? You've clearly lost your mind.
If you'd just let me finish, Miss Harper, I could get to the important part. The man who attacked me on Dragonspine was my height, with blonde hair and blue eyes, dressed in clothes nearly identical to mine. So someone who happens to look exactly like you? Exactly like him? So I was right. It does come back to what happened back then.
It's one thing to look similar, but for the clothes to be the same?
What's going on? I don't want to be here anymore.
Regardless, the important thing is that you admit to killing someone on Dragonspine.
That was himself? Yes, I killed someone that day. Someone who looked nearly identical to me. But I never said that someone was a person. It's another... I see. Then it appears I need to withdraw my testimony.
What? Everyone! I brought her!
What?
Wait, You...
The person who just came in, isn't that Hertha?
Wait, so she's still alive? What's going on?
Who are you? Why do you wear my face?
Oh, wait, no. Oh. Okay, I got it wrong. I got their names mixed up. Is this the evil Albedo then? That disguises her.
Hello to you too.
A calmer looking Hertha. As you can see, this is Hertha, the logistics captain of the Knights of Avonius.
I see what's going on here. It's all been leading up to this, hasn't it? Your confession. It was
Wait.
all an elaborate stunt to set me up. You want to undermine
Wait,
my
is she
credibility?
the
Fine.
fake
It
Hertha?
doesn't eliminate the mountain of evidence stacked against you. All I want is justice for the people of Mondstadt.
Order in the court. I've been stationed on Dragonspine all these years because this is where the subject of my research lies. The dragon Durin. Several hundred years ago, the dragon of the east, Dvalan, defeated Durin in battle and, with help from Barbados, sealed his remains in Dragonspine. Durin was created through alchemy, one of the finest specimens of artificial life. As such, death was not a true end for him. His heart still beats, and grows more revitalized by the day. My imposter on Dragonspine was a failed specimen, abandoned by Durin's stomach, an unsuccessful iteration of the Homunculus project.
Homunculus?
Isn't that like two animals mixed together?
Are you trying to insinuate that I'm some kind of homunculus? Because it looks to me like the artificial one is standing right there. Some kind of imposter you dragged in from Dragonspine. So this is what I look like when I fly off the handle.
So, wait, so is this the real Hertha?
You know, they say imitation is the best form of flattery, but your impersonation has overstayed its welcome. Master Jean, what are you waiting for? We've known each other for so long. You recognize the real me, don't you?
The two of you look identical, but judging based on demeanor, the new arrival actually seems more like the Hertha I know.
That means nothing. By that logic, I could just as easily accuse the Albedo in this room of being an imposter. How do we know he isn't the fake one? A cold-blooded killer who replaced the real Albedo long ago. Then, how about something only the real Hertha would know? The longest scar on my body. The knights who fought alongside me that day should remember where it is.
I remember. Let's hear your answer.
I'd like to hear Miles' answer first.
Well, she could just like check her own body to see where the scar is.
Huh?
Wait, why? Oh yeah, he was spying on us.
You don't know? Or you don't remember? I heard you've been acting strange these days. Disoriented? Confused? You were closer to me than anyone during that battle. And yet you don't remember a thing. Strange indeed.
So it's not actually him?
No, my head. It hurts.
The scar is right here.
What? On her arm? Why the nerves? I can't imagine this comes as a surprise. Unless your informant in the Knights of Avonius failed to mention the scar on Hertha's left arm.
Albedo has done a lot of research into beings like you. If you deny it, then show us your arm.
No need to panic. You can just add it now. You excel at changing your appearance, don't you? Or I should say, all spawn of Durin's life force have that ability. So she's a spawn of Durin's life force? A powerful life force. An appearance you can change at will. Yet, here you stand, formless one, paralyzed to act, because you're worried using that power could affect your accomplices. Accomplices? Then Miles must be one of them. There are others too. Most of the beings under the influence of Durin's life force have gathered here, and yet their presence is what impedes their form of from taking action. Once you attempt to transform, all who surround you will be affected by your power. You can't control it, because in this network of living beings, you serve as the core.
Show us your arm.
Oh, the music.
Have it your way.
Oh, that's a very angry face.
Whoa!
Wait, what? I just
Come
gotta...
on, let's go!
Well, those knives are really small. I can easily defeat them.
Shielding the imposter!
That's okay, I'll just defeat them. She's trying to get away. Stop her, don't let anyone stand in your way.
There are others trying to get in. Must be more people under her control.
Oh. Wait, are there a lot? Wait, did that guy actually get stabbed? Time to get moving, everyone.
Whoa! She just leaped across the room!
What?
After her!
Well, that was an unexpected plot twist. It's time. All units move out. Third company. Keep on the imposter's tail. We finally have a chance to talk. But before I explain the events of the past few days, I'd like to make a few things clear. First, I never killed any of my fellow citizens, and I never used human remains as part of an alchemical experiment. Second, the events of the past few days were all part of a plan. Most of the members of our order were in on it. As for the witnesses, Master Luke picked up on the situation long before today's proceedings. Wow, that was an involved plan. Wait, so he knew the whole time? Indeed. Follow me. Wait, where are we going? Oh. Oh.
What?
There's hilly
How are there
shores.
monsters in the city?
They are all monsters from Dragonspine. An attack is imminent. But fear not. We've been preparing for this. We've been monitoring the resurgence of Durin's life force. Its festering nature against agitated these monsters. We knew it was only a matter of time before they advanced to Mondstadt. And so, we made provisions for an inevitable defeat. Or battle. I was hoping you two could join me and provide assistance in the battle to come.
Of course. Where's our first stop?
The top of the city wall. Oh. Interesting. And there's optional objectives. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, I'll do this in the next episode. I think it's fine to experience some of the same content again, because I can just skip through it since I've already done it. Yeah, I think that's fine. Go my commissions. It's quite interesting so far. It took quite an unexpected turn.
Try and stop me!
Ad Astra.
That's a fast reacting tower.
Ad Astra.
Okay, since we're on the view, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed the view, then you want to watch more of my Genshin and Star reviews. So if I put this on screen to watch, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.